Moving to America to marry an American is a barrage of trials that would make Hercules blush. First you need a visa that lets you actually enter the country, and then you need to apply to be able to stay there indefinitely. Let's take a quick look at that first part. There are currently two main types of marriage-based visas available. The CR1 for already marrieds and the K-1 for fiancés. There are also a few other types for very specific circumstances, but let's stay focused on the popular two. I was able to find absolutely all the information I needed on an amazing website called visajourney.com. They specifically cater to people emigrating to the USA, and their information is regularly more up to date than the US government's websites. The CR1 takes a bit longer but is cheaper and gives the applicant instant employment authorization and permission to come and go from the US as they please, also known as a green card. The K1 is faster but costs more and requires waiting even longer after entering the USA before being able to work or even leave the country. Personally, we didn't want to wait for our lives to be over, and we weren't quite ready to get married there and then, so we decided to go for the K1. We got engaged in April 2018, and then the process began. We started by filling in the first of many forms, the I-129F, which is basically the US citizen fiancé's way of asking the US Immigration Service to let an alien in, a filthy traitorous redcoat no less. This required lots of evidence of our relationship, such as photographs of us together, receipts from things we'd done together, and also the first of many fees. And then we waited. And waited. And waited. It was a long time, seriously, and there was no correspondence or anything to tell us, yes, the procedure is still continuing, so we just had to wait. My fiancé was checking the site every day to see if it changed from processing to something else, until finally, 6 long months after filling in the form, and by sheer chance while I was out there visiting her, the application got approved. The approval came with an applicant number which allowed me to fill in another big form, the DS-160, online via a very frustrating website. I secretly think this might be part of the process, as only the most steadfast of Yankee wannabes would put up with pages constantly timing out and forms asking for every kind of cereal you've eaten since 1989. Once the NVC had sent my application to the US Embassy in London, they gave me a case number which allowed me to book an expensive and rather invasive medical that can only be performed at one doctor's surgery in the entire country, here in Knightsbridge. I needed to provide more documents, a urine sample, and undergo a chest x-ray, give bloods and other medical tests, and was charged £300 for the privilege. Once my medical was done, I was finally able to schedule the very last part of this process, which is coming here to the US Embassy in London for an in-person interview. As you can imagine, this is a very high security location, so you'll want to get here with plenty of time for checks and also read up on what you are and are not allowed to bring. This is the culmination of the entire process, and as you can imagine, required various forms of ID and other evidence to show that I wasn't going to become a burden to the American welfare system. If I can prove my intentions of coming to America are honorable, then they'll put a visa stamp in my passport and a new chapter of my life can begin. Wish me luck. Yeah, right, as if I would end this without telling you, I got approved!
Congratulations! Dude, the visa is approved.
This has been a really long and painful process so far, but in fact it's only the first part of a even longer process to hopefully become a permanent resident and maybe even a citizen one day. I hope this video has been useful to you. Stay tuned for more videos from America.